Hi, this is another episode of the SUZIE WOKABI podcast, and I have an incredible guest to introduce to you. She is Melanie Hawken. She is the founder and CEO of the Lionesses of Africa. If nobody else can say that, I wish I could say that. I wish I could say that I'm the founder of Lionesses. And she has interviewed me a bunch of times through the years. And you know what, Melanie? What I love about you is that you are so interested in dealing with women and Africa. So let's get to you. Let's go. Hi, how are you?
Good to see you. It is
So
really
good to see you.
It's really good to see you at a time like this when the world is in a crazy state of affairs.
Insanity.
And so many women entrepreneurs across the African continent are really feeling the strain. And as you know, at Lionesses of Africa, everything we do as a community, as an organization, is about how we support, how we promote, how we connect, how we inform and educate women entrepreneurs so that they can be the next big growth success stories of tomorrow. And they have never been more needed than now at a time like this.
Melanie, we were in London in January.
That's right. And I'm actually in London right now as you're interviewing me. So
Yes.
some things have not changed, but the world has changed since we were together.
But let's talk about a little bit about what we were doing in London in January, which was a very important event.
Startup Night Africa. Yeah. Basically everything we do, as you know, at Lionesses is how we really put on the global map women entrepreneurs that are really destined to do big things, that are growing global brands, that are growing great businesses, ones that can really help define and shape the African continent, but more importantly, how they help to shape and define the way that buyers, investors look at us, look at entrepreneurs in Africa, look at the continent as a place to come and buy amazing goods, buy amazing services, invest in incredible high growth potential companies. And everything we did at Startup Night Africa was actually to put, I wish we could have had hundreds of women, thousands of women entrepreneurs from the continent to actually showcase. But we were able to showcase 13 incredible, really incredible global brand builders, women entrepreneurs with consequential businesses, sizable businesses across a range of industry sectors that we thought could do business with the UK. And we did a partnership event with the UK government. And we hosted, as you know, yourself and a host of really talented, really
amazing women. So many amazing women that I met.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is, I'm sitting here in London now, and people are still talking about the event. The really sad thing is that we really wanted to come out of that event business, women doing business with key players, key government here in the UK. And as you know, COVID happened. The world shut down for quite a while. It's still in a state of flux now. And a lot of those connections that we hoped would happen are probably only happening now that the world is waking up again. And interestingly, the conversation is now taking place again. Africa is still a really exciting place to do business. So how do we now make those connections between the rest of the world, big companies, big government, to say, come and do business with really high growth potential women entrepreneurs, because the value chain is so much longer when you do business with a woman entrepreneur, when you invest in a woman entrepreneur from Africa. So we're saying, okay, the world has been through a tough time right now. We showcase some incredible women, like I say, you were one of them, with your amazing brand. And the time is now to say, okay, let's actually start doing that business now. Let's actually start getting those connections made again. Let's start really giving access to markets and access investment to those women entrepreneurs in Africa from the UK.
For sure, because it did not stop there, and it lulled, and now it's starting again. Absolutely, I completely agree, and I feel it. even with my business and with the industries here. And what I find, Melanie, and I don't know if you agree, is us, especially as women, we're doing, we're finding a lot more interesting things to do, like outside of what we had, just like spreading our wings a bit more, because we are creatives and we are interesting and we are, you know, entrepreneurial. So it's not, it didn't end. It did not
No,
end.
and it's interesting you say that, because I mean I've literally just been doing a set of two other events earlier on today, virtual events, where we were talking about the sheer diversity of women-owned businesses and the sectors they're operating in right now. So whereas previously, prior to the whole COVID pandemic and the impact on business, we saw women entrepreneurs fitting into very specific sectors where we saw great businesses in beauty and wellness. We saw great business in industrial services, in business services, in manufacturing, etc. What we're finding now are women really getting inventive. You know, this last few months where business has not been able to take place in the usual way that it would have done, where women have been able to get their products and services out in a tangible way in front of potential customers, in a retail environment, in a business service environment, in a normal expo, whatever it happens to be.
Yes.
They've not been able to do it. So what happens now? Women are really getting inventive. So we were talking this morning about over the last couple of weeks, I have probably attended some of the most interesting virtual events from women entrepreneurs that are doing demos of products in a retail environment, in the home appliance space. So basically it's almost like going in and having a retail therapy experience without actually physically going there, which is fantastic. We've had women that have got bakeries, that have got manufacturing brands, where they're actually bringing that home experience of baking bread or baking cookies or whatever it is. Now, these are mass manufacturers. These are women that have got factories normally processing lots of particular food products. But what they're trying to do is saying, okay, at times like this, we need to get inventive. We need to keep our brand visible. So even if you're not able to go into a physical store to buy your cookies, your bread, your wine, whatever it happens to be, let's connect you to our brand in a way that is tangible in a virtual way. So far,
everyone is thinking in a different and I think more intelligent way. And if for nothing else, like let's clap for COVID for what it's done for us, like for us to even just like think outside. I mean, we've been thinking outside of the box, but it's outside of many boxes.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. I mean, I think, you know, you have two choices as a woman entrepreneur, as any entrepreneur. You can either sit back and actually let the impacts of something like COVID and the pandemic kind of just subsume you, and just feel that you simply are powerless. There's nothing you can do. Or you can say, how do I turn this into a proactive way of looking at my business, about getting my products and services out there, about getting people seeing my brand and talking about the business in a way that connects with them. So what I've been really impressed by is how many women entrepreneurs have taken a really caring approach to their brand. So they may have been producing fantastic luxury clothing under normal circumstances, but they've said, okay, during a pandemic like this, let's actually turn our attention to what we can do to make a difference. So they've been producing face masks. They've been producing PPE.
Oh, you know that's been happening a lot here also, like branded.
Yeah.
And with our like local symbols, like stuff. We're like it's
that's exactly it. But that's what you say. You know, you say you get inventive, and I think you also respond to a changing environment. I mean, so many women-owned brands that I'm seeing in the Lionesses network now are doing things like virtual experiences, so that they're allowing people to come in and experience a luxury cosmetics brand like yours, or a luxury gin brand, or a luxury clothing brand. They're actually taking them on a virtual experience. So it might be, for example, I mean, a brand like yours, you might have a virtual makeup experience where your customers all come in and they tune in for a webinar where They get to experience what your new product range is like, but having women actually apply the makeup, have a makeup artist come and show you how it's done professionally, promote the products in a really subtle way, in a non-heavy, not quite so direct way, but actually have your customers be part of a virtual experience. I've been seeing a lot of that. I've actually attended some of them. Things like wine and gin tastings. I mean, I don't drink, but I love to see how women entrepreneurs in our network are actually inviting customers in to have an experience with the brand and feel like it's normal. I think that's what people long for. They long for the day when they have normal.
Melanie, what I'm also finding, especially with me, like with my brand, I've had to, of course, re-strategize a lot because people don't want to be touched in the face, don't want to be like made over, like all that. So how do we do it so that everyone's comfortable? So we are growing a lot, like a lot online hard, like our website and our social media sites, like just doing that really, really a lot.
Yeah. But so it's all about
everyone is bobbing and weaving.
Yeah. No, it's like I said, it's about creating customer experiences.
Wait, come closer to your mic. Are you close to your mic?
Yeah.
Okay, good, perfect. Yeah.
It's like I said. What I've been really impressed by are women that are creating experiences. They realize that it's going to be a while potentially before customers actually feel comfortable again coming into either a retail environment or coming into a restaurant or a cafe or whatever it happens to be. And that we've actually got to get a lot more inventive about how we engage with our customers, how we get them feeling loved by our brands, but without that physical interaction. So
what would you say? I know I think I have my own answers, but the top 3 industries that have been most hit by COVID.
Oh, retail, no doubt. Retail. Anything in the customer facing space, so restaurants, bars, cafes.
So hospitality?
Yeah, hospitality big time. Anything that is people facing. Yeah, that's exactly it. I think really those 3 have been devastated. And I think that's where, some of them you can be creative, others you cannot. If you have a physical restaurant space, it's really hard when you can't have customers coming through your door.
You're not allowed. You're not allowed.
But that's exactly it.
By the government.
That's exactly it. So what do you do? And actually, interestingly, whilst I've been sat here in London, I've actually seen some really fascinating examples because we had the same situation here. It was impossible to actually open a physical restaurant space. So what some of the really inventive guys did with their restaurants, just to keep their restaurants and brands top of mind, because if you're not there connecting with your customers on a regular basis, it's very easy to disappear. And a lot of these restaurant owners said, we cannot afford just to disappear, so that when the COVID pandemic is actually over, that people don't remember us. Through this period of time, we need to stay top of mind. So what have they been doing? They've been doing this. I'm talking about the hospitality industries particularly. They've been doing cookery demonstrations. They have been doing.
It's all about fixing thing, like what works, what will work.
That's exactly it. So they've been saying, okay, so come and join us in our brand space.
And come over and
come and feel like you're with us.
And it's social distancing and you're far enough or whatever, right?
Well, it's actually all virtual. I mean, to be quite frank, a lot of these amazing restaurateurs, bar owners, cafe owners in our network have been saying, right, okay, so we can't have you come into our physical space, but let's at least make you feel like you're having an experience with us. So, for example, there was an amazing woman entrepreneur in our network who was actually doing virtual bread baking sessions. She normally produces and manufactures the most incredible artisan bread. Not able to do that under normal circumstances, she wanted to create that connection and said, okay, so join me to see how we do it. And was having experiences to show you how to connect with her brand, but in a way that invited you in to say, come and see what we do. Come and see how we make this fantastic product that you all love. You know, you've got to love people who are inventive. And that's why,
Yes.
you know, women entrepreneurs are inventive when they have to be. They are inventive normally. This has just pushed them to a whole new level of invention. Got to love them for that.
That is, you know, that is completely what we all have to do. I have had to also, like inside of my retail environment, in the beginning, yeah, we did have to close our shops for the first month, March to April, and we shut down shop and opened up, and then sales have not been as horrendous as I thought they would be, thankfully.
It's a good thing.
But they're still, of course, like way more anemic than they would have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, everyone is bobbing and weaving, and everyone is having to pick and choose and like see what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, can I tell you what's really interesting though? And I think you might be finding the same thing and experiencing the same thing. I have found in a really tough period of time like this, women are much more likely to collaborate. So I've seen a lot of women actually saying, look, I'm finding it tough, you're finding it tough. How do we work together to see if we can actually do something collaboratively that will help both of our businesses get through this? And that has impressed me so much. So and they're in diverse industries, they're not in the same sector. So you might have a fashion designer getting together with a drinks brand with how do we collaborate for a virtual fashion show?
I'm going to talk about this because I'm not a podcaster. I've never been I've spoken, but I'm not a podcaster. But I'm collaborating with people inside of the podcast space for the first time in my life, inside of the beauty industry and like whatever I do. Yeah. So yeah, no, we're all just like making it work, and I love that.
But it also offers up new opportunities. I mean, I think what's really impressing me is, yes, we know it's difficult, and we know it's going to be difficult for a while yet. But I'm seeing women pivot their businesses in order just to stay, not just to stay relevant, but to also say, look, we can see how things are going to progress in these markets over the months.
Also, things might change when things open up.
Yeah,
things might well be very different. Yep. From what we thought they were or what we were doing.
Yeah, and you have to pivot.
You have to be able to fix it.
You have to, yeah, that's exactly. You have to stay relevant, and you have to be able to pivot to change with those environments. And those women entrepreneurs, I think, that are really going to do well, that are going to not just survive but thrive, are those that are really open to change, that are really open to pivoting, that are really open to adapting.
That is exactly right.
Yeah,
Melanie, tell me, just to talk a little bit, just talk about like Lionesses and where it started, why it started, and just give me, let's have the audience have a bit of meat in that. History.
Well, the really interesting thing is we are shortly going to be celebrating our 6th birthday. So number 6, we launched on the first ever Global Women's Entrepreneurship Day in New York, November 2014. So we are going to be 6 shortly. And if I tell you that when I first sat down and we started talking about making a difference, as a woman entrepreneur, as I have been for, and I'm now going to make myself sound really old, because if I've been a woman entrepreneur, 35 years plus, probably more, actually, definitely plus. It's a long time, and I've lived in and worked in Africa for over 17 years, which is
but you're not African, are you?
No, I was originally born in England, but I've been a global citizen for most of my life. So I've lived in Africa for 17 years. I've lived
completely by choice, completely a chosen thing.
Absolutely that. And I think the thing is, when you make a decision to make somewhere like Africa, your home, you also have a responsibility to make a difference. You can't, I'm a great believer, you can't just be there and just, you know, basically be a bystander and enjoy the time and the life that you have there. It's incumbent upon everybody to actually say, you know, Africa has been very kind, has allowed me to make my home there. So how can I give something back that is going to make a difference, that will be my gift to Africa long after I'm gone? And I really started to think about that a lot as an entrepreneur. And really 6 years, well, more than 6 years ago, 8 years ago, when I first had the idea of doing something in this space, to actually do something that was going to make a difference, where I could make a difference with all of this experience that I had as an entrepreneur, the expertise that I've gained over the years. I said, how do I make a difference? And originally, and you know this because you and I had a conversation all those years ago, and I sat down and I said, okay, well, I've been in the publishing business for a long number of years. I know about communication, I know about writing, I know about storytelling. And storytelling today is the key thread that holds everything we do at Lionesses together. And I said, we need to start telling the stories of Africa's amazing women entrepreneurs and get the world to sit up and take notice. And not just that, to get the world to sit up and take notice and start doing business with them. And big business, not just...
I don't think I've ever expressed to you how much I love the name itself.
I know. Everybody says that. And I think, can I tell you as well, the name, when we started talking about what to do and how to really start telling the stories of Africa's women entrepreneurs. And we said, we asked the question, what is the most powerful image that you have when you think
Lioness.
When you think about Africa and you think about women and you think about nature and you say, well, the lioness is actually that powerful symbol that really is everything a woman entrepreneur in Africa is about. She is strong, she is powerful, she's independent. Yes. She holds a family together, she holds a community together.
Yes.
She hunts, she allows everybody to survive and thrive. She's the glue that holds a community together. And I said, well, if you actually have to look at what sums up Africa's women entrepreneurs, they are the lionesses of Africa. They are the women that build incredible businesses, but they're also mothers, they are daughters, they are community builders, they are educators, they are the glue that holds a continent together. And they are able to do it because they have this bigger understanding of the value chain of what happens when you have a woman entrepreneur that wants to invest in community, that wants to invest in education, that wants to invest in growing a great business that can create jobs, much needed jobs that the continent needs. So again, that powerful symbol of the Lioness of Africa is very much a symbol for women entrepreneurs in Africa.
Absolutely.
They are the glue that holds everything together.
That is perfection in itself. Thank you, and thank you for creating it, and thank you for having us on it. You know, we're a bunch of lionesses that you have. You kind of, I feel like you handpick, and everybody that you put on there is so relevant.
Yeah.
For me and for everyone in my cycle and like all that. So you are doing an amazing thing, and I thank you for that.
Well, in actual fact, it's the other way around, because I should really be thanking all of you. At the end of the day, everything we do is to really support Africa's women entrepreneurs so they can be the solution in Africa. They can be the game changers. They can be the economic and social game changers. So everything we do is about how do we showcase all of you amazing women entrepreneurs. And as you know, we now have, when we first started out, and I remember when I first sat down with you and we sat down and had a coffee and we were chatting in your beautiful home city. I remember it well. And I said to you, you asked me at the time, you said, what is your vision for Lionesses of Africa? What are you trying to achieve? Where do you see yourself in a year's time, in 5 years' time? And I remember saying to you, I want to really empower 20,000 women entrepreneurs in Africa that I think, but using the multiplier effect, if those 20,000 women entrepreneurs, go out there and build businesses of consequence, if they go out there and actually become the game changers in their industry sectors, become the job creators, and become the producers, the manufacturers, the women entrepreneurs that can really make things happen. If we use the multiplier effect and every one of those women entrepreneurs supports or impacts or is a motivation for 10 other women, look at the multiplier effect, look at what that can do.
Absolutely.
So that was what I set for myself. I said, if we can really empower 20,000 women entrepreneurs, think about what we could do. Today, almost 6 years from where we started, we have over 1 million women entrepreneurs in our network in all 54 African countries and a growing diaspora network around the world. So to be quite honest, it has grown out of all proportion of that vision.
Did you see the big fat smile on my face? Yes.
So things have grown exponentially. They have grown faster than I thought they would do. The community has taken on a life form of its own. We do so many more things now. I mean, we run, I think someone said to me the other day, I think we run about 130 events. We did physically events around the continent every year. We now do even more of those virtually. So we run webinars, we run online.
Okay.
You know, we now, everything we used to do.
I don't know all of this information. Why?
If you should be if you read your Good Morning Lionesses, which is our newsletter that we put out every morning, we carry all of that information in our daily newsletter. It's free. Everyone can just download it from our website. Go to lionessofafrica.com, click on newsletters, and you can get your daily Good Morning Lionesses newsletter every morning.
So everyone, wait, let's do this right now.
Yeah.
Everything, all your credentials, please just list them all.
Yeah. So basically, if you are a woman entrepreneur in Africa, if you have a business, you can come and join the community. It is free. Go to lionessesofafrica.com, click on Join Community. You'll be taken through to our community platform. You can sign up there, and then you can start networking with other women entrepreneurs. You can share your profile. You can start talking about your products and services. You immediately are part of the community. As soon as you join the community, you get your free daily Good Morning Lionesses newsletter. Susie, you have been featured in that newsletter so many times.
I know. You are the sweetest to me.
Exactly. I mean, but Good Morning Lionesses is one of our most powerful communication tools. It goes out into everybody. It's digital. It goes into everybody's inbox every morning. It really showcases and gives voice to Africa's women entrepreneurs every single morning, 5 days a week, every single year. We also every weekend have our Lioness Weekender magazine. Susie, you've been one of our cover stories in Lioness Weekender magazine. You can see we love you.
Yeah, I know. You're so good to me. So good to me.
But everyone can subscribe to their Lioness Weekender magazine. It's free. Again, we do in-depth stories every weekend. It's a really great read. It connects you to our network. It tells you what's happening. You can see what's happening in our eventing space. If you go to our website, lionessofafrica.com, we literally give details of all the events that are happening, all of the training events. We've just had the most incredible competition that we hosted here in South Africa. That was literally a big amount of cash investment into certain companies that went through the competition. We have so many things happening. If you click onto the website, take a look. There is so much happening every single day. When you come and you remember, you can keep up to date with what you can join, what you can attend. Our events are all free. Everything we do is free. So if you're a woman entrepreneur, you can take as much of all of these resources.
And it is like a wealth of information.
Yeah.
Up, down, left, right, and center.
Absolutely.
And I thank you so much for that, Melanie.
Pleasure. That's what we do. And at the end of the day, I mean, we want women to be involved. This is not just a one-way street where we just push lots of things to you. We say, okay, if you're really trying to get your voice heard, if you're trying to get your brand out there, your products and services out there, we have an incredible platform, for example, called Lioness Launch. Every day, every week, we literally help women entrepreneurs to launch their new products, their new services. So if you're trying to get a new brand launched and you're looking for customers, you're looking for resellers, you're looking for distributors, best way to do it. is let our editorial team help you to put your Lioness launch article together. We'll then promote it across the platform. We'll let everybody know what's happening. We may invite you to one or two of our digital events to actually, again, launch it to all of the people sat there in the audience. We may feature you on our newsletters and our magazines. There are so many ways that we can actually help you.
You have a lot of eyes on.
We do.
On the platforms.
We do. Well, it's very easy to have lots of eyes when you've got 1 million women entrepreneurs in your network, plus lots of other people around the world just wanting to find out when the next big thing is happening. We also have a lot of media that follow us and what we do. So, for example, they tend to look out for things in Lioness Weekender or in our Good Morning Lionesses or on our platform. They're looking to see interesting new businesses, brands, products and services being launched. And we have a lot of media players from around the world who will do a reach out and say, hey, we just saw this amazing woman entrepreneur in your platform. She's doing something really cool. We'd like to interview her. Can you connect us?
I have definitely gotten business and media from the platform myself.
That's exactly it.
I attest.
Yeah, but that's exactly it. Because again, I think, Africa is such a big continent and it's sometimes really hard. If you're a journalist sat in New York or Paris or London, wherever it happens to be, and you're wanting to do a story and really promote what's happening in terms of Africa's women entrepreneurs, you have no idea where to start. Yeah. So what they do is they come to us and say, hey, we know you've got these incredible women entrepreneurs in your network. We want to do a story on this particular subject in this particular country. Who can we talk to? And we go through our network and our database and we say, hey, we've got some amazing women to introduce you to. And we do a reach out, we connect them, and we basically see what comes out of it, which is usually great coverage and some great connections made. So we always say you never know what will come out of joining the Lionesses community. It's about how you put yourself out there.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. So now, before we shut down shop, is there anything else that you wanted to cover that we haven't covered? Yeah,
so I want everyone to know out there that we are probably this last quarter of the year, we are going to be doing some of the most exciting things at Lionesses that we have ever done. And we're going to be making a number of announcements on all of our platforms. So if you want to hear it first and really get to know what's happening, get to be part of everything we're doing, get to attend some of the really cool things we're doing, we are going to be making some announcements starting next week.
Starting next week.
Yeah, so you need to tune in. You need to go onto our website, lionessofafrica.com. You need to get your Good Morning Lionesses newsletter. Go onto our website, sign up for your newsletters, and you need to make sure you have our magazine. All of these things we're going to be announcing first to all of our readers and all of our online community members. So if you want to hear some of the coolest things we have ever done at Lionesses, happening right now, we're going to be starting to announce them next week. So if you want to hear it first, get yourself onto our community platform.
You guys all heard that. So listen out, starting next week.
Yeah.
Is that right?
We've got some big announcements to make starting next week.
I'm okay. Well, obviously I'm on all the platforms, so I will be hearing everything. I can't wait. Can't wait. So Melanie, this has been a very intense, loaded and incredible session. So we're gonna go a little bit light now. Can we do a little bit of a game?
Sure. Games I'm not too good about.
Before we shut down shop.
I'm happy.
Okay. So
the SUZIE WOKABI podcast.
Are you ready?
Yes, go.
Do you know Never Have I Ever?
No, never heard of it.
Melanie. Okay. So, this will be your first Never Have I Ever game.
Right.
And so you have to say never, like I've never, or I have. Disclaimer, I did not make these questions. It's my team, and they're a little bit nutty.
Oh, but you better just maybe, you just better give me an example. So you ask me a question and I have to say I never or
then
I
have. Then you say never or yes. Never or yeah, never or yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Driven and drunk.
Well, I don't actually drive at the moment, so wrong person to ask
Never.
that question.
That is a clear never. Okay. Lied to a friend to avoid meeting up.
No, I love, under normal circumstances, I always like meeting up, so no.
Never.
I don't think I have, no. I love meeting up. Even
Okay,
if
so I have ever. I have. Okay. And then next, being on a date with someone from a dating site.
no, never. I'm married and happily married, so that doesn't even remotely
So
apply to me.
never. You're on never and never and never.
Never.
Okay. Sneaked or gay crashed into a party.
Never go to parties.
Okay. And last of all, being in handcuffs.
Never. Not even fake ones.
Me neither.
Those were very weird questions.
We are kindred spirits.
Whoever put those questions together had a sense of humor.
So amazing talking to you. And I miss you so much. I haven't seen you since January.
I know.
And then I can't wait to see you again. And it's obviously going to be in some country, because we only ever meet in some country. So it's so nice having you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And for your amazing answers and in like information for people who need to know what's like even like past, present, future, what else going on. Like it's a crazy time.
Absolutely.
And we all just need to, like, you know, deal with each other. And I love you for allowing the time.
My pleasure. Go well, and I hope your business and brand continues to thrive as it has done over the years. You make us proud, Lioness.
We continue the hustle. You and me both. Awesome. And everybody else, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Here we are at the end of this episode with Melanie Hawkens, who is, you guys have just seen who this amazing woman is. And I hope you learned a lot from her. Bye for now.